Most respected dear family members, last time when we uploaded the weekend review with about 30 points which we used to explain in Malayalam in the YouTube for a long period, 4 or 5 subjects per day when we uploaded in Malayalam. Many people wrote to me through email and comments, please translate it in English also, we cannot follow Malayalam. So last time, as weekend review, whatever we explained in Malayalam, we tried to summarize it in English also. Excellent response. Now you know what is happening? The uploaded messages in the YouTube, nearly 4 lakhs people are listening and watching YouTube, those things uploaded by Indian Institute of Scientific Heritage. 4 lakhs people per month are watching Indian Institute of Scientific Heritage YouTube. Nearly 1.8 lakhs people are watching per week in Facebook. 1.8 lakhs people, that will be continuously changing. Per week, those many people are. Millions of people are getting the messages through WhatsApp and through other systems. So, the Indian heritage message, modern Indian message, relevant messages of old India, new India, future India, past of India, present of India, future of India. We have to learn. For creating a sense of pride in our mind, for utilizing those knowledge in our day-to-day life, for informing the world that India is the country where these many parameters are available. So for 3 purposes we are learning the heritage and the modern aspect of India. To create a sense of pride in the mind, that is the first aim. To utilize in our day-to-day life, that is the second point. To inform the world that we have got all this knowledge in our nation, oldest nation in the world, not one of the oldest nation in the world, but oldest nation in the world. So we will be explaining it from point number 35. Nearly 34 point we have explained last time in English. Now, is a message. Gita becomes new mantra for the big biz in US. This was the title, cover story of Business Week, published from Harvard University a few years back. The cover story was Gita becomes the new mantra for the big biz. Biz means business community in the United States. So dharma-based management, what Lord Krishna advised to Arjuna, that message got published in nearly half a dozen pages in the Business Week. Nearly 70 million copies are being printed for that book. That is known as the Gita of business people. So the business people are now getting attracted towards Bhagavad Gita for dharma-based management. That information got published as an article in Business Week magazine. The abstract of that article came in Indian Express all over India. So you should learn Gita because it is becoming the new mantra for the big business community in the most developed country in the world. Next point, POD and DOP. You know what is POD? Patient Oriented Drug. Patient Oriented Drug. When you are subscribing a modern medicine, when a doctor is prescribing a modern medicine, that medicine is uniformly applicable for a child, a pregnant woman, an old age man, or a youth, or another ill affected, another sick person. So the same drug is used for all the people in different doses. Depending upon the physical condition or mental condition or the age or other conditions of the patient, the medicine will not change. Only the dose will change. So it is drug-oriented patient. According to the availability of a drug, the patient is prescribed that drug and that patient should adjust for that drug. But in Ayurveda, depending upon variety of parameters, the drug is so formulated, the patient's conditions are taken into account before prescribing a drug. So, patient-oriented drug is the most scientific one. Even modern doctors, modern drug manufacturers are trying to come to patient-oriented drug which existed in India for the last not less than 3000 years. 3000 years. So POD is patient-oriented drug. DOP is drug-oriented patient. So DOP is the system the modern medicine followed till now. Slowly they are coming to 3000-year-old Ayurvedic base of drug, that is patient-oriented drug, POD. Now, next point what I wanted to tell, when you are doing a work, generally what people do now, they start the work and wait till that work is over and then start the next work. Instead of that, if you can do 2, 3, 4 work with the concentration, so that one work you started and that work will be over within 1 hour, the gap you are simply wasting or waiting. In the gap you can do so many things. You can send the email, you can write a note, you can complete your diary work, and you can think something, and you can write an essay or something like that. Or in one computer through Firefox you can send the message. The same computer through Google you can search your email or you can upload the message. So instead of doing one work at a time, do multiple work so that you can save your energy, you can save your time, and you can complete more work. But only thing is that you are involving in 3, 4 works simultaneously, should not get your concentration diluted in a particular work. So you should do multiple work. Next point, 38th point, one word, NAT. NAT is New Age Therapy. New Age Therapy may be defined the system in which modern medicines are not removed. Modern medicines are used, yoga is used, mantra therapy is used, music therapy is used, wherever controlling the food, that will be used, prayer will be a part, Surya Namaskara is a part. So, Sharira Manaso Yoga Paraspara Manuvrajeda Adhara Adeya Bhavena Taptajya Gadayoriva. This is from Sushruta Samhita. Mind and body are complementary to each other. Whatever positives and negatives will be affecting the mind, that will be having a direct bearing upon the body. The positives and negatives of the body will be having a direct bearing upon the mind. So, whenever you are treating, you have to treat not only the body for the physical ailment, but also treat the mind. When the mind gets built up with confidence, with positive thoughts, the body will be easily getting cured. So, New Age Therapy is an integration of modern medicine and ancient system, but its beginning is from India. That principle used is Sharira Manaso Yoga Paraspara Manuvrajed Adhara Adeya Bhavena Taptajya Gadayoriva. Just like you are pouring hot oil to a cold vessel, heat will be transferring from oil to vessel. When you are pouring cold oil to hot vessel, the heat will be transferred from vessel to the oil. Like that, when the mind is full of confidence, that will be transferred to the body, and the body with the strength, that will be affected positively the mind. Similarly negatively also. Next point, in Kerala, one minister is there. His name is Sudhakaran. He criticized the Hindu sannyasis. Even though he is a Hindu, he criticized the Hindu sannyasis in a group of Christian missionaries and Christian church workers. Christian priests, Christian nuns, Christian fathers. In that group, he criticized the Hindu sannyasis. Severe reaction took place in Kerala. For getting the clapping or applause, or for getting a high level of appreciation, it has become a common practice for the ministers to criticize Hindus, Hindu sannyasi, Hindu literature, Hindu rituals and so on. But they will never say against anything for this minority community, Christianity or Muslim. With a false feeling that when they are minority, vote bank is there. Nothing of that sort is there. Still Hindu ministers, it has become a character, it has become their hobby, it has become the part of their behavior and utterance to denigrate, degrade, make fun of Hindu Dharma for getting an appreciation or for getting a clapping in the also. So, in the social media, any such event should be severely criticized. You know, during Deepavali day in Karnataka, the Congress chief ministers and others decided to celebrate the birthday of Tipu Sultan. But Deepavali and Tipu Sultan's birthday, absolutely no connection at all. And Tipu Sultan's birthday is about 1 month after Deepavali. Still it was brought back, and during Deepavali day, Tipu Sultan birthday was celebrated. So it is for denigrating directly. You celebrate Tipu Sultan, you celebrate the birthday of Veerappan, you celebrate the birthday of Osama bin Laden. Why denigrating Hindu Dharma is taking place during that celebration? That we should react at least through the Facebook. Next point is, you can see in Indian food system, majority of the food items are medicines. We use coriander, we use cumin, we use dill, we use cardamom, pepper and so on, turmeric. Many of the items which we use for making our curries, they are all medicines. Such a thing is not at all there in the Western country. They eat the material, sometimes with the salt, sometimes with the sauce. But here in India, medicine is the food, food is the medicine. You know, sweet neem, we use coriander leaf, we use coriander, we use, as I told you earlier, majority of the spices we use in our food, they are all having medicinal values. So Indian system is that food is taken as a medicine, medicines are taken as the part of the food. That's a very scientific thing. Next point, Aryabhatiya number system. Whether you can learn it or not is a secondary thing altogether. But if you want to read Aryabhatiya written during 499 AD, March 21st Sunday at midnight, it has been completed. AD 499 March 21st, that is the Meda Sankranti day, at the Sankranti time 1 o'clock. That time and that day was the 23rd birth year of Aryabhata. If you want to read the 4 chapters of Aryabhatiya, you should positively know Aryabhatiya number system. If you do not know Aryabhatiya number system, you cannot understand anything from that. Say for example, when you write a ka, from ka to ma, 25 digits. Ga 1, Ga 2, Ga 3, Ga 4, Ga 5. Like that up to 25, you will be reaching Pa, Fa, Ba, Bha, Ma. Ya is 30, Ra is 40, La is 50, Va is 60, and so on. So each letter has got a numerical value, and if you are taking Cha, Cha is 6. Ka, Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga, Cha, 6. If you put a Chi, Ikaram, if you put the vowel E, so Cha will become Chi, that is equal to 600. If you put a Chu, that will become 60,000 into 100 into 10,000. If it is Chur, it will become 60 lakhs. So Cha becomes the same number, Chi becomes into 100, Chu becomes into 10,000, Chur becomes into 10 lakhs. 2 zeros will be getting added. Now all the letters you write, then add the values. Gi, Yi, Nga, Sha, Ku, Vayu, Kakshya, Panitaka. Ga means 3, Gi means 300. Ya means 30, Yi means 3000. Nga means 5, Sha means 70. So Gi, Yi, Nga, Sha. Gi 300, Yi 3000, Sha 5, Nga 5, Sha 70. 3375. Yojana is the circumference of the atmosphere of the earth. Circumference of the atmosphere. If you do not know Gi, Nga, Sha, Aryabhatiya number system, you will not understand anything. Many atheists and many so-called progressives and many so-called award-vapasi scientists, they tell nothing was in India because they don't know Aryabhatiya number system, they don't know Bhuta Sankhya number system, they don't know Kadapayadi number system, they don't know Sanskrit number system. Without the knowledge of 4 number system, their ignorance they think as a bliss for them. Without knowing even the fundamental of the ancient Indian heritage, declaring that nothing was here. To you I am telling this because unless you know Bhuta Sankhya, Kadapayadi number system, Aryabhatiya number system, Indian scientific, mathematical, astronomical heritage cannot be learned at all. Cannot be learned at all. So Aryabhatiya number system is very important. Next point I want to say, from Jubilee Memorial Medical College, a few medical students came to Trichur railway station. Few medical students, nearly I think 25 or 30 students came, and they beautifully danced in the railway station. When the train was not there, they demonstrated a fantastic modern dance, beautifully dressed medical students. And when the train was coming, they went inside, enough space was there, there also they demonstrated a fantastic fusion dance. Very interesting to see. Keeping all the moral values and ethical values, they did it. I think nearly 10 minutes or so. After the end of the dance, they put the placard showing that do blood donation. Do blood donation. So they opted for an entirely novel pathway for encouraging blood donation. From that scene which appeared in YouTube, I thought this type of demonstration of dance, music, Kathakali, Ottanthullal, Yakshaganam, Kuchipudi, Manipuri, Tiruvadira, a stage can be permanently constructed in an airport or railway station or in good transport bus stands, private or government bus stand, something like a 4 meter into 4 meter stage where the artist can demonstrate their arts either painting or dancing or anything. A suitable amount can also be charged by the airport or by the railway station, because they are getting publicity. Just like advertisements are displayed, this type of their caliber can also be displayed, for which charges can be. The people will be getting benefit. They will be getting more and more interested towards that. Their boredom can be reduced. Till the train comes, they can watch this, enjoy this. It will be giving a fantastic appreciation for the artist also. So we should think of such a small facility in all the public sections, even railway station, airport, bus stands and other places where the people will have to wait for the bus, train or flight. There Indian heritage, arts and cultural program can be demonstrated, and that will become a part of the income for the bus station or railway station or airport also. Now next point, Vedic message. What is really meant by Vedic message? You know, Puranas give you the messages through stories. Mahabharata gives you the messages. 1,25,000 shlokas are there in Mahabharata. 65,000 shlokas are directly connected with the people from Pandava and Kaurava Kula. Experiences of Pandavas and Kauravas and those who were connected with them. Partly experiences. 60,000 shlokas of Mahabharata carry you excellent stories connected with animals. Animal based stories. Not human related stories. But the messages from these stories can be taken, and also directly the messages from the experiences of the people can be taken from Mahabharata. When you come to Ramayana, there is no story at all. Stories are not at all there in Ramayana. They are giving directly the experiences of people connected with the Rama. People connected with the Rama, their experiences are demonstrated. But when you are coming to the stage of Veda, Vedas do not give any story. Vedas do not give any individual experiences. Vedas give you the messages directly. Vedas give you the messages directly. Sarve bhavantu suginaha sarve sadhu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhaved asado ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, and so on. Badram karne vishnuyama deva badram pashyema kshadarya jatraha sthirairangai drushtuvagam sastanupir vishema devahitam yadayuho. So many messages are given. So Vedic messages are the messages directly given to you for taking your mind from bad to good, from darkness to light, from a tensionful mind to tensionless mind. So remember, Vedas are not connected with the religion, not connected with the caste system, not connected with the linguistic background, not even connected with the boundary of a nation. It's a universal and it's the world heritage also, giving you the messages. The messages, those who are reading as a singular person, but all the messages are for plural application, more than one people. And next point, 43rd point is Sangeeta Chikitsa, music therapy. Many ragas are there, mixed ragas and pure ragas. 72 pure ragas are there. Some of the ragas are directly useful for reducing blood pressure. Some of the ragas are directly used for reducing the tension. Some of the ragas are directly used for smoothening and soothing the mind. Some of the ragas will create really curative chemicals in the brain, psycho-linguistic, neuro-linguistic effect. Some of these ragas will be rejuvenating your body and mind. And whenever you are using the music or mantra for the treatment of the mind and body, or for the treatment of mind alone, then that particular is known as music therapy. Music ragas and its meanings, explanations are directly affecting our brain for creating curative chemicals, so that the brain function will be normalized, heartbeat will be normalized, blood pressure will be normalized, cholesterol level will be normalized, adrenaline level will be normalized. In short, music therapy, mantra therapy are excellent for anyone at any time. Next point we will be seeing about Sri Modi. You know, Sri Narendra Modi is Indian Prime Minister, and that man making was started by Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, RSS, right from 1925 Vijayadashami Day. And that organization existing for the last 90 years could produce a fantastic Prime Minister. And he was a pracharak, he was a sannyasi, and he used to spend many days in Himalayas under his guru, and he is doing everything as tapascharya. Swadhyaya pravachanabhya na pramatitavyam deva vidrakadyabhya na pramatitavyam. And Sri Narendra Modi is the 100% product of RSS, and he will be an RSS Swayam Sevak also. We should remember that man making is not that easy, but when you make a man, that man can look after the nation, and that man's vision, viewpoint, words, messages, activities becomes ideal model for the world. So 90 years of RSS contribution resulted in many ministers, many chief ministers, but finally resulted in one Prime Minister. For the last 60-65 years, one family without any credibility, that family members were ruling India. Jawaharlal Nehru, he made his daughter the Prime Minister, daughter made the son Prime Minister, the son's wife is in the waiting list for becoming Prime Minister from Italy, and Semi Mandabuddhi, the next son, is waiting to become the Prime Minister of India. But in between there were other Prime Ministers also, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Narasimha Rao. They could perform fantastically well, but they were ignored 100%. Only projection took place for the Nehru family. But now, Nehru and his family, whatever they have done, is coming to light, coming to the public, and the sincerity, devotion, dedication of the group of the Prime Minister is working pretty well. People started understanding world over. Next point, the 46th point, India and the world. You can see India has got a culture which is the oldest in the world. According to the latest geographical studies, archaeological studies, carbon dating studies, historical facts, metallurgical facts, all put together, Indian culture remained like this. Indian culture remained like this right from BC 8275 onwards. BC 8275 year on. Prior to that, Indian culture did exist, no doubt about it, but got scientifically refined for the last 10,000 years. 10,000 divided by 20 or 21, age of the marriage of a girl, one generation. So 10,000 divided by 20 or 21, 500 generation, our culture remain like this. All other cultures, Mesopotamia, Babylonia, Greek, Rome, all these civilizations and cultures got wiped out from the surface of the globe earth, exclusively because they focused on the external development. Whereas India focused on internal development. Through internal development, automatically external development will take place. But through external development, internal development need not take place. So India always focused Bhava, Raga, Talam, Bharatam. India existed, India is existing, India will be existing in spite of 650 years of suppression, oppression, depression of the foreign Muslim invaders. After the 250 years of Portuguese, Dutch, Spain, French and English oppression and suppression. Because internally we were strong. Greek, Mesopotamia, Babylonia, Rome, they were externally strong. So, if the strength is got wiped out, they are wiped out. If physically we are wiped out, we will not be getting wiped out because we are internally strong. So, internal strength is the need of the day. That is what the world could understand from India. World could understand from India. Now, next point, we will be telling about the health, definition of health according to Ayurveda. Naro hitahara vihara sevi samikshakari vishayeshu asakta dhata satyaparaksamavan aptopasevi cha mavatya roga. This is what the World Health Organization has accepted now. Naro, the human being, I or you, hitahara vihara sevi. You have to take the food which is appropriate for your body. It is the required quantity. Hita ahara. Appropriate food, the appropriate level you should eat. Vihara. Depending upon your health conditions and age, you have to perform correct exercise also. Hitahara vihara sevi samikshakari. Keep a stabilized viewpoint and vision. Vishayeshu asakta. Don't get dragged with the sensory and sensational activities, food and drinks. Vishayeshu asakta. Dhata. Those who can give instead of taking more, give more, take less. Dhata Satyavara. Satyavara, always sticking to the truth, fact and essence. Never deviating from Satya. Satya na pramatitavyam. Satyavara Kshamavan. Who can wait patiently without hurry-burry. Hurry, worry and curry. These are the three problems. So without hurrying anything, stabilized vision, patience. Kshamavan. Aptopasevi. Those who are following the opinions, suggestions and visions of the great scholars. Bhavati aroga. That person will become healthy. That person alone will become healthy. So narohit ahara vihara sevi samikshakari vishayeshu asakta dada satyavaraksamavan aptopasevi cha bhavatya roga. Next point. You know Ashwini Devata. What is Ashwini Devata? They are twins and known as the divine doctors. Deva Vaidyas. Twin, they are called as twin. Why they are called a twin, you know? Hitahara Mita Ayasam. Hitahara means appropriate food. Mita Ayasam means controlled exercise. The word hitam and mitam, you just interchange. Hitahara mitayasam. Mitahara hitayasam. Then also it is correct. Hita ahara mita ayasam. Change it. Mita ahara hita ayasam. Then also it is correct. So remember, Ashwini Devata is a concept in our body connected with the food and exercise. There is no Devata like that, but the food and exercise, these two are equal to divinity. Now next message, the first line of Bhagavad Gita. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. You know Bhagavad Gita might have written during 3140 BC. 3140 BC. Why we are telling 3140 BC? Is it arbitrarily fixed? No. 38 years prior to the beginning of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga started during 3102 BC, February 17th, Thursday, midnight 11:55. 3102 BC, February 17th, Thursday, midnight 11:55. The Earth, Moon, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Saturn came to the same line of Alpha Aries point, Meda Shankranti Rekha, came to that point. So the yoga of the planets and grahas took place. So Yuga started. And in Mahabharata and Bhagavata it is very clearly mentioned that after Kurukshetra war, 38 years Pandavas ruled Hastinapura. 38 years Pandavas ruled Hastinapura after Kurukshetra war. Then Kali Yuga started and they went for Mahaprasthanikam. So Kali Yuga started 3102. Add with that the 38 years, you will get 3140 BC. So Bhagavad Gita was written nearly 5156 years ago. 5156 years ago. Now that is the book which is published the largest number of languages in the world, second to Bible. Bible comes the first, translated to world languages. Second comes Bhagavad Gita. Bible, it is meant for converting the people and missionary work. But Bhagavad Gita is not distributed freely. It's not meant for converting physically anybody to any religion, but mental conversion. That is the only book which gives the total message of the book in one line, the first line. Dharma Kshetre Kuru Kshetre. Dharma is the first word, Kshetre second word, Kuru third word, Kshetre fourth word. Take second and fourth to the left and the third one. So 2, 4, 3, 1. 2, 4, Kshetre, Kshetre. 3, Kuru, Dharmam. Dharmam is the first one. Kshetre, Kshetre, Kuru, Dharmam. What Bhagavad Gita informs you, what Bhagavad Gita instructs you is that wherever you are, whatever may be your duty, responsibility and privilege, do your dharma without failing. Do your dharma. You should become a dharmishta. That is the message of Bhagavad Gita. Written 5156 years ago during 3140 BC. Now, we have to go to the next point. You know, in Malayalam, many newspapers are writing the great messages of Ramzan. Beautiful messages are quoted from Quran. You will love to read it. It's the most ideal message given for human being. But the most wonderful thing what we could see, what the Muslims all over the world are doing through terrorism, directly or indirectly supporting the terrorism, or keeping quiet against terrorism, and donating money for terrorism indirectly. All what the Muslims are doing and what the messages are given in the newspapers as Ramzan message quoted from Quran, these two are 100% contradictory to each other. Sometimes I used to wonder how these two can go just opposite. Preaching is one, practicing is just opposite to that. So you should read Quran and how the Muslims behave world over, that also you should understand. Then correctly evaluate it. When the Muslims and Christians are criticizing Hindus, you should also know what Saint Francis Xavier did. That is another point. Saint Francis Xavier nearly 500 years ago, 400, 500 years ago, he was the chief in the Goa Inquisition. That Portuguese missionary killed nearly 40,000 Hindus who were not ready to convert to Christianity. He destroyed 1,410 temples, in fact smashed that one, and told the people to urinate on the idol. And Saint Francis Xavier is literally a murderer. Osama bin Laden, Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein might have killed 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 people. Terrorists altogether might have killed some 10,000 people. But Francis Xavier, who has been benedicted as a saint from Portuguese, that Saint Francis Xavier, who has got so many churches in Kerala, he converted the maximum number of people right from Bombay up to Visakhapatnam through the coast and also in Sri Lanka. That murderer has been elevated to the position of a saint. So what they say about Christianity and what the Christian saints have done, these are all diametrically opposite. When we Hindus say Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, we mean that Nara Seva, Narayana Seva, Manava Seva, Madhava Seva, Jana Seva, Janardana Seva. We never fought any war. We never killed anybody for the sake of religion. For the country boundary and protecting the country we might have killed, but not for spreading the religion. Indians, Buddhists or Jaina or Sikh or Hindus have never killed the people who were reluctant to convert. We never entertained conversion also. Next point is about Aranyakam. What is meant by Aranyakam, you know? Veda give you directly messages. Brahmanas give you the Vedic rituals to be performed. Brahmanas give you through the prose style, Gadyam style, the rituals to be performed, including yagas and other things. Aranyaka means, you know, Hindus used to go to sannyasa and vanaprastha after generally 50-55 years. You know, as the student's life, brahmacharyam, grahastham, vanaprastham. When going to the forest, it does not mean that when you are going to the forest, you are going for the social activities, to Dharma Ashupatri, to the temples, to the Valiyambalam and so on, serving the people and spending more time for spirituality. That is what is known as Vanaprastham. When you are going to Vanaprastham, Aranyam, there also you are expected to perform some rituals. There also you are expected to perform some rituals with the minimum facilities available there. Those rituals to be performed by a sannyasi and vanaprasthi, those things are explained in Aranyakam. And next point, an entirely different point. You know, now Kerala is ruled by a CPM Chief Minister. CPM Chief Minister. For the last many years, whenever the CPM comes, LDF, Left Democratic Front, comes to the opposition, they always prevented the officers from doing work. Always calling for strike, band, hartal, and never allowing the workers to enter the secretariat, panchayat office or other thing. When they were in opposition, whatever negative they did, now the CPM Chief Minister in Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, he has advised all the government officers that you should work hard. You should not take leave. Once you put your signature in the attendance register, never go for tea or lunch in the office time. And if you want to go to the tea or lunch, make it as a non-official time. And do your work. Don't sleep on your chair. And remember that each file is meant for the life of an individual. This advice he started giving after his becoming the chief minister. But for the last many years, decades together, they were obstructing all the work of government employees, calling for strike, band, and not allowing the workers to enter the secretariat and other places. See, what is the difference? Something wonderful. Now, next point, 49th point. Whenever you are giving donation, make it a point that don't give donation to a rich man. Don't try to give donation for crackers in the temple or for golden Dwajastambha. Don't give money for that. Don't give money for gold coating of the sanctum sanctorum. Give money for the deserving. Don't give money to the rich temple. Don't give donation to the rich institute. Give your donation to the poor institute, poor temple, the sick, the orphans, the old age, the hungry, and deserving people. If possible, give your donation only to Hindus. Don't think that I am a communalist or something like that. Even if you think, I don't bother about it. Christians are getting billions of dollars towards conversion, building churches, building colleges, building temples, and building many other things. Primarily aimed at converting the Hindus. Christians are getting foreign fund from 65 countries, coordinated by German missionaries. And Kerala is the epicenter of conversion in India. You can see each church in Kerala is millions of dollars worth building, 5 crore, 10 crore, 15 crore rupees for each church. These are all foreign money. But Hindu temples are in dilapidated conditions. And Hindus are suffering a lot. Many a times money is the factor for converting. What I am telling to you, give your donation to the Hindus. Many Christians working in LIC, many Christians working in public sector bank, many Christians working in public sector companies, they try to give their corporate social service CSR to Christian institute. They divert the corporate service fund to the Christian institute. Hindus just watch that and keep quiet. So from inside and outside, Christians are getting enough money. Muslims are getting billions of accounted and unaccounted money from Middle East countries. But Hindus are not getting anything. So give your donation to Hindu institutes. Please don't think that when I am having a narrow mind. But when you are serving food, if you are serving cloth, if you are giving study materials, in that group, if Christians or Muslims are there, inevitably give to them also. Don't discriminate them. Give to them also. Give to the deserving, the most important point. Give to Hindus, to the poor, sick, old age and orphans. Now you can see about Priyanka Chopra. Priyanka Chopra, her father was a Brahmin, Chopra, and mother happened to be a Christian. Since her mother married to a Hindu, the Kerala Christians talking so much about secularism, so much about serving the poor, so much talking about the inter-religious harmony, they never allowed her dead body to be cremated in a church. And when Augustine was there, a superstar, he used to go to Sabarimala, Guruvayur, only because of that reason that he used to visit the temples. His dead body was also not cremated in the church. The Christians and Muslims talk about the secularism, interreligious harmony. They lead the procession for interreligious harmony. They talk profoundly and profusely for the secularism, but they will not allow even the burial of the Christian body if that particular Christian has gone to Hindu temple or married to a Hindu. So the inner core of the Christians and Muslims you should understand, and the outer skin of the Christians and Muslims also you should understand. So by now I have told you 50 points. Thank you very much. I will be repeating this almost weekends. Whatever we have told in Malayalam in the YouTube, that will be translated to English and it will be informed to you. Thank you very much. My pranams to you. Spread the link to all the people. In future we will be explaining all this in Hindi also. Thanks a lot.